Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Today let's listen to this segment of Johnny Depp interview about Marlon Brando and also being an actor. Let's go.
Over the millennia that someone made me start doing this thing for a living, and then the experiences that I've been able to sponge up and learn from and acquire over 38 years, nearly 40 years or whatever, of doing what Brando very rightfully described as, being an actor was a strange job for a grown man. And that's the best the definition of acting I've ever heard, Or Robert Mitchum's, just don't try not to bump into the furniture. That's good acting.
Well, I have to say, if you're a big fan of Johnny, you probably already know, you've already seen him doing the Marlon Brando thing, and also, like that quote. I've seen it before. And it's funny immediately how he gets the posture, also a little bit of The Godfather. You know that in The Godfather, Marlon Brando was using some prosthetic in the side here to enhance the jaw, to give him that look. And it's funny that Johnny Depp immediately went a little bit in that stance. So that means that probably Marlon Brando still had a little bit of that also normally.
For me, of course, Cannes has its own circus and the madness that surrounds it always. In each festival, in each sort of premiere, they all have their own sort of circus. When I started experiencing those circuses, we can call them carnivals, pre-circus. It was so long ago. So the strange thing is, it's always been a circus. And then your life becomes a circus. So it's not, and it's not like you get used to the circus. You just understand that there's nothing you can do but inhale, exhale, and accept whatever happens in the next steps, really. So, because if you've been around for as long as some people have, people get used to it and it becomes routine and stuff like that. Well, I haven't. It's still weird to me, all of it. But however, it's not a complaint. It's just an observation of how it's affected my life, that kind of thing. Cannes still is one of the proper festivals that has produced incredible opportunities for some of the greatest filmmakers who will ever walk the earth.
Well, I recently saw this Triangle of Sadness, this movie that won Cannes last year. I was a little bit pissed off actually for the ending and a little bit some of the stuff in the movie. It was a decent movie, but some stuff I was like a little bit furious for the type of ending and what they expected from the audience, in my opinion. Anyway, there's a funny thing that Johnny Depp famously says always, that he never watches his own movie. And it's interesting because it might be one of the few times that he was forced to sit and watch one of his movies, a movie that he's in, because they did the screening of Jeanne de Bourry, and he was there. And he also got 7 minutes standing ovation together with the cast, of course, and Maiwa herself. So that's kind of funny that Johnny was there watching his movie. I don't know many other times he has done that, honestly. I have to check.
And actors and on and on, and appreciated the work for the work. That's it still exists in that way, and the fact that it does is quite amazing. Everything's so based on popularity contests and who's going to be the king and queen of the prom. It was a perfect synchronicity. It really was. I was informed of the project and the script and everything, and then read the screenplay and I thought, wow, this is really beautiful and interesting, and because anything you're gonna do as an actor or whatever, or as a director, I suppose, you're looking at what. Here's the material. What do I personally, me, what do I have that I believe I can add to this, to give it a different flavor here or there or whatever. So
But when we met, he hadn't read the script yet.
no,
And
then no,
we
yeah.
met at 3 p.m. until midnight. We
That's
talked about everything except cinema.
We're talking about everything except cinema. It's always interesting to hear Johnny Depp because he does not so many interviews, so it's always nice to hear him talk and share his experience. I have the feeling we will see Johnny Depp in more movies like this, more heart movie, which honest to God, I actually prefer him like that. I always liked Johnny Depp from before Pirates of the Caribbean when he did those other movies. I always mention That Man with Jim Jarmusch. I would love to see Johnny Depp collaborating with, like with those directors again and do that type of cinema. Anyway, thank you so much. Please subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.